Trident volume import feature. The Trident volume import feature has been introduced in Trident 1904 release. The volume import feature can be used to import an already existing storage volume on NetApp storage as a persistent volume through Trident. To import a volume, use the tridentctl import volume command. Give the backend name that contains details of the storage from which volume will be imported, name of the volume to be imported, and the details of the PVC to which the PV should be bound to. Once the volumes are imported, volumes are managed through Trident by default. If the admin doesn't want Trident to assume the Trident volume lifecycle management, then use the -- no manage flag. When the normal volume import is done, Trident will create a new persistent volume based on the persistent volume claim. The volume name will be changed based on the Trident naming conventions. When the PVC is deleted, Trident takes care of deleting the volume if the retain policy is set to delete. When you do a volume import with -- no manage flag, the Trident will only create a new persistent volume based on the persistent volume claim given. The volume name will not be changed and the volume will not be cleaned up after a PVC delete. Now let's try to understand how this feature works through a typical use case. Suppose we have a MySQL database which is running on a virtual machine or a bare metal server with data files mounted on NetApp storage volume. Now we would like to containerize and run the MySQL DB application as a deployment on Kubernetes with persistent volume having the backend on the same NetApp storage volume. Let's see how we can achieve this using Trident import volume feature. Examine the MySQL database which is running on the server with the data files mounted on NetApp storage volume. NetApp storage volume has been mounted on the server to store the MySQL database. MySQL has been configured to store data files on NetApp storage volume. Now let's verify the contents of the database. Shut down the MySQL server gracefully and unmount the volume from the server. Shut down the database and unmount the volume. Set up Trident on the Kubernetes cluster where you would like to run the MySQL deployment. Verify that Trident 1904 has been installed. Make sure to create the appropriate backend from where the MySQL data volume needs to be imported and create the required storage class. Verify the required backend and storage class has been configured. Import the volume using the tridentctl import volume command. Verify if the persistent volume is created. Create the PVC YAML file with the required details. Import the required volume using the tridentctl import volume command. Examine the PVC that has been created. Examine the PV that has been created. Log into the vServer and check the volume name against the mount point. As you can see, the volume name has been changed. Create the MySQL deployment file and attach the PVC that had been created. Examine the MySQL deployment file and make sure that the PVC name is given correctly. Create the deployment and verify if the MySQL pod has started. Now get a shell into the MySQL container and verify if the data still exists. As you can see, the same NetApp storage volume has been mounted on the MySQL container through a PV which had been imported through Trident. To recap, we have seen how to do a volume import through Trident, different options that can be used along with volume import, and how to use volume import feature with a specific use case. Thank you.